am Stephanie Nicole. If you're new and if you're not, hey girl, what's up, what's poppin'? Welcome back to another video. As you can see by the title, today I am telling you guys what I learned in my 20s. And even though I haven't been 30 for that long, I've learned a lot along the way. And even before I turned 30 officially, it was a lot that I learned. So I just want to tell you guys, if you're still in your 20s or you just came out of your 20s, this can be like motivation to come out, because you can. And these are things that I will never go back to. Okay. So firstly, I wanted to talk about finances. Yes, finances. I know a lot of us can be very, very irresponsible when it comes to finances. I was the type of girl, I didn't save, wasn't really dealing with banks and having a bank account because I didn't want nobody to know, how much I had. And banks are too iffy for me. I didn't have a good experience with a bank. And I was like, I'm never going to use the bank again. But now I really, really know the importance of saving. I used to be the type to just get what I wanted, get what I needed, and had that mindset, okay, it's money, I can make it back. But in all actuality, that was a struggle mindset. I found myself having my needs taken care of, someone's doing what I need to for my baby and as a mother, but I was broke, wasn't saving, didn't have money in the bank, just spending and spending. And I'm looking back, what did I spend that on? I just had this amount. Where did it go? And baby, that is not a good feeling. Especially when you're the type of person that doesn't ask people for anything. I found myself pouring from an empty cup. And it was just over and over again when I'm like, I have to do better with my finances. I have to be able to get what I want, get what I need, and still have money. I don't want to be broke, but I got this new bag, or I got these new pair of shoes, or I'm out to eat. The importance of opening up a bank account, opening up a savings to where your money is not really being touched. You're more responsible and more grown up when you have a savings, when you have a banking account, and you're not just spending irresponsibly. And you have to know, well, now I know that I'm not missing out on anything. I have what I need. And now I'm just wanting to have money saved up, money that I can look in on and be like, oh my God, this is building up. That's a great feeling to me. That's what being grown looks like, and you're not trying to do things for nobody else's satisfaction. That's what I have to do for myself. If you just truly cannot afford it, don't buy it. And I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything now, because my mindset has shifted into, okay, I want this one day. I want to buy a house one day. I want to buy a new car one day. So yes, I had to get my finances in check and just change my thinking when it came to money, because wealthy people think differently. They don't just be buying just to keep up with somebody. They don't just be buying to post it on social media. They don't just be buying things to just look at it. It's great when you can afford it and not look back on it like, I really needed that money for something else now, So I'm very thankful that I look at money differently now. I look at it as a tool to get me to my next level. I'm not trying to buy things to just impress no one. That's why I just kind of slowed down on posting on social media, because I was trying to figure out what my motive was, So yeah, that's my number one, is finances, because it's so important. Now y'all know what I'm gonna be talking about next. Yeah, relationships. But let's talk about friendships first. Something that I learned in my 20s is to never overextend yourself, preserving my energy. I have great energy. I know that I am a great person. I am very genuine. I am very loving, and I care for those around me who I let in my space. I have great discernment now. Back then, I didn't. I didn't know who was for me truly. So I had to get some discernment, and I had to really recognize who was there for me for real and who was just really playing in my face. So I used to be a super, super forgiving person, and although that is a great quality to have, that's what you're supposed to do. but it doesn't give a person license to stay in your life. You have to know when to let go, and we've heard it time and time again. We have to know when to let go of people when you just see they are not fit to be your friend and they are not fit to be in your life. You save a lot of time when you can recognize it and cut it off. It shouldn't be a whole back and forth thing. We hold on to people and things way too long, way longer than we're supposed to, and that's why we find ourselves just hurt and broken sometimes, and we need to start letting go. I had to learn that. It took me a long time to let go of people. I let some time go by, and then we end up starting back talking, and it was just like nothing ever happened. I wasn't the type of person that was beating a dead horse. I wasn't always talking about a situation. I feel like if we were back cool, you know, it's not even a conversation to be had. But now that I've grown, you know, it starts up here first, because you can be however many numbers in age and you still have a faulty mindset. Now I know, yeah, I'm not doing that again. If I see things have changed, I talk about it, and then I move on from it. Like, I move on from the person if it's not serving me anymore. And that goes for men as well. Before I turned 20, I wish I knew how men are in general. I was never given speeches. I was never shown how men are supposed to treat women. I didn't see it. I didn't learn it. You know, it was nobody teaching me that. So I literally had to learn everything on my own. And it was like trial and error. You know, with everything you go through trial and error, and baby, I had a lot of error. Like a lot of us, I had a lot of error when it came to men and relationships, and I didn't recognize when a man was giving me love for real. It was always toxic, it was always trauma, and I had to be honest with myself. I was really trying to fill a void that only one person can fill, and we know who that is. Just found myself being in spaces I knew I was too good for in the back of my mind, but I was still there because, you know, messing with people that blatantly showed me they didn't care about me to my face. And I was just super naive, and I looked the other way a lot. But now, I'm so loving and gentle with myself that I don't even let myself talk to people that I know for a fact is not gonna love me correctly. And I know exactly how I want to be loved. I know exactly how I want to be cared for, talked to, looked at, all of the above. I know it, and I can just recognize how a person is and how they would treat me, you know, just based off, you know, how they treat themselves, how they treat others, you know, and how they talk to me. Just meeting me or, you know, having a conversation is just a no for me. So I don't even look past it no more. I look straight through a person and make my decision off real. It just saves you so much time and effort, because if a person shows you who they are, baby, they're telling the truth. Don't look the other way. Be mindful and just know that red flags are red flags. They're never gonna go away. You're not gonna change a person. It's never gonna go away by you being there, you know. They have to care enough to change that part of them. But that's enough about that. Y'all know I can go on and on, okay? But another thing that I learned in my 20s is no one is coming to save you, okay? You can have all the pity parties in the world. God don't even respond to pity parties. Like, you can be going through the fire and you can be super mad and emotional, because I've cried many of times and been mad and been super sad. Nothing changed, you know. And people don't respond to pity parties. You can have people in your life that can run to your rescue, but people don't like pity parties. You feel like you have to rescue a person, because I personally don't like it either. You know, I always want to be a reliable source. I always want to be that person that a person can lean on. You know, life has its ups and downs, but you have to know when and how to put your big girl, big boy underwear on and just stand up and move like a boss. It was times I wanted to have pity parties. It was a few times that I have had pity parties, and you know, I was thinking a person was going to do more than what they did, or it was just always something that I was expecting. But I still hated the feeling of feeling vulnerable. So I kept a lot of things in, and I just had to learn how to pick myself up. You know, I had to learn how to pray and get myself out of this situation. Because at the end of the day, you only have God and yourself. Nothing gets accomplished when you're sulking. Nothing gets accomplished when you're crying all the time and you're just sad, because depression can come upon you super, super quick. And I had to learn, I'm tired of being depressed. I'm tired of silently just being broken, feeling super, super down, where I feel like, okay, I'm not coming out of this. Okay, I don't care what happens at this point. It is what it is. And even when you do tell people, you know, some people can't relate. Some people can only do so much of talking, because it's nothing a person can really honestly do to bring you out of how you're thinking, you know? So yeah, I had to realize that no one is coming to save you. You have to know how to pick yourself up, because you can. You are stronger than what you think. And I had to tell myself that all the time. Still will always tell myself, you are stronger than what you think, because I know I am. I was built like that. Yeah. Another thing I've learned in my 20s is the importance of traveling. I've traveled, but I haven't traveled nearly as much as I want to travel. Like, I want to take my daughter places. I want to take her places she's never seen before. You know, I want to experience new experiences, but alongside my child. Like, I want it to be beautiful for us both. And it's such a blessing when you can, first of all, take yourself on a vacation, and secondly, take your children or your loved ones. Like, that's a huge blessing in itself. And it's just so many things to see, so many different people to meet, cultures to learn, food to eat, like beautiful scenery. And I just want to see all the things that God has made, because it's truly, truly beautiful. And you just have to put yourself out there and just go, like, get up and go and experience it, because it's just so many new adventures that you can partake in. So I did it a few times in my 20s, but some of those trips was like not the best experience because of who I was with. Like, in my 30s, I want to experience just bliss, like true bliss, on a vacation with people that I love, people that I care about, and it's mutual. And I'm just having a great time. I'm not doing anything that's compromising who I am as a woman and as a person. And I can just truly have fun and experience new things, new adventures. So yeah, in my 30s, I'm definitely gonna travel more. I learned the importance of it, because it's definitely important. Treat yourself, okay? Very well. Another thing that I learned in my 20s is to stop being complacent. At first, through my 20s, I was like, okay, I'm comfortable where I am. I'm comfortable doing this. I'm comfortable dealing with who I'm dealing with. But I had to realize, no, instead of fixing this thing up, fixing this old thing up, painting the walls, putting a new motor in, no, you deserve that new house. You deserve that new car. You deserve a person that loves you and cares about you. You deserve these things. Why settle for the old when you can get new and you can get what you want, versus like trying to make something that you really was just comfortable in and complacent, trying to make it into what you want, versus like something that was already tailor-made for you. Don't that sound so much better? Something that was made for me versus something that I already have, you know, and I'm trying to make it into my vision, what I see. No, I was thinking lazy. I had a lazy mindset, but now I think, God, make me so uncomfortable that you push me into my greatness, that you push me into my next. I want for my territory to be enlarged. You know, I want new things added on to me. I don't want to be stuck in this thing where I feel like, okay, I'm this age now, I feel like I can come out. I don't want to think like that. No, I want everything new for my own self, the things that was lined up specifically for me. That's it, that's all. I don't feel like that's asking for too much. This is definitely what I deserve, you know? And I feel like I deserve it because I'm working towards it. I'm working on it. I'm not just looking for handouts. I'm not just sitting back and thinking about it and not putting the work in. That's how I know I deserve it. Period. Another thing that I've learned in my 20s is standing up for myself. I've always been the type of person that said what was on my mind, said what I was thinking, but I got kind of scared when it came to being in different rooms with people, and I kind of like held back. But I had to understand, say what you feel, but respectfully. People are gonna either respect it or they're gonna move on, and you're gonna really see who's there for you for real and who's not. Like, don't care about how you're portrayed, because you know who you are. And I had to realize, like, I'm not gonna play about me no more. Like, I'm gonna stand on business. It's gonna be that, you know. And I'm not too big on apologizing. I don't have no pride. It's no pride here. So if I feel like I'm doing things in a disrespectful way or anything of that sort, because I'm never gonna offend you purposely, but child, that demon of offense gonna rise up real quick in just people, because you know some people don't know or just don't care. They just let offense rise up. But I'm never gonna disrespect a person or try to offend them purposely. You know, it's just how some people take it. But at the same time, I know how to apologize, and I know how to have a conversation, because sometimes the conversation of what you're trying to put out, it can get kind of lost in offense, and it can get overshadowed with ego. So I always try to let a person know what you were saying was valid, and the conversation can just, you know, move freely after that. If it's still a conversation to be had on the topic that we were speaking about, it can just move freely and it be no ego, you know. So yeah, I had to learn that. I had to really stand up for myself and just know, like, what I'm saying is important, what you're saying is important, and we just have to come to a common ground, and we can agree to disagree, but respectfully. Always respectfully. That's it. But still, I always stand on business. What you feel, stand on it. Stand on it. Don't let nobody back you to a corner and let nobody back you down. Stand on it. Because if you know me, you know I'm gonna stand on what I say. Like, I'm gonna stand on it. I just have to speak my mind, because then you have no regrets, you know, like about, okay, I didn't say this. Or if you say something in a wrong way, you can apologize and make it right with that person and move on. It's none of that. Yeah. And the last and final thing that I want to tell you guys that I learned in my 20s is who I am as a woman, who I want to be, the type of woman that I wanted to step in the room and people gravitate towards, people love, people respect, people appreciate, people listen to. A good woman, a virtuous woman, an overcomer, redeemed, okay? An intercessor, a woman that knows how to treat people, how to love people, how to care for people, how to be there for people. A woman with boundaries. Heavy on the boundaries, because at first I didn't have none. Like, anything goes. It wasn't anything goes. That's a little bit dramatic. It wasn't anything goes, but a lot of things went when it shouldn't have. It should have been a line that shouldn't have been crossed. But now I have boundaries. I have standards. You know, I have class. I have a big heart. I have joy. And I have all of the great gifts that God has given me. And these are all the things that I'm going to teach my daughter, you know. And I am never going back to who I was. That girl back then, in my 20s, she was good. Like, you know, great qualities. But overall, she was just naive, figuring out herself, trying to figure out the world and how people move, and you know how she wanted to be treated. And now she's coming for everything that, you know, she deserves. And that's how we all should look at it. That's how we all should look at life. I'm just very proud of my mindset now because, baby. But I'm proud, I'm thankful, and I'm moving forward. And yeah, on some bigger and better things. And the word for today is get out of your own way. Okay? It's so many things that we need to handle. It's so many things that we need to do as women and men. And y'all know I always say it starts in your mind. If you don't shift your mindset, nothing else will shift in your life, like, period. But yeah, that was my little chit chat for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. I hope it was motivation for a lot of you, if not all. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.